Greetings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in for Nations Cup group play game. Team USA rounds out its Nations Cup this year. We've unfortunately been eliminated. We are 1-2 in group play, but we still have the opportunity to finish strong, playing for pride a little bit here against Spain. Harry Flores and company. We'll find out who exactly that is. Joined by Ryan Pinderlick and Michael Stryker as a last-minute addition. Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good today, Justin. How are you?
Hey, you know what? I'm hanging in there. Michael, how are you?
Doing just good, just fine.
All right. Glad to hear that. And we've sent the invite. I'm just waiting for them to accept, and we will get underway.
Does Spain already qualify? So is this an important game for them, or are
This game matters for them,
they-
so they need to beat us or Netherlands in order to make it. If they lose both, they're done. So if they beat us today, they're in. If we win today, then they will have to win their game against Netherlands. There were some moves I wish we could have done over in that Netherlands game, but just that was a tough one. I felt like that was one of those games that you feel like could go either way. The Greece game was an easy win. The Israel game was unwinnable, but that one was a tough loss. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? Hey guys, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Strike. Is there? Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. My internet winked out. Hope that does not happen during the game. Fortunately, we haven't lost any time. Uh,
Wonderful.
let me. They accepted, but they have not done their setup yet. Let me share my screen again. Sorry about that. There we are. Okay. Not a good hand. Um,
This is quite a bad head, actually.
uh,
Well, I guess not.
okay. Um, well, this would be normally an easy containment, but we have two scoring sitting in our hands, so I think we've got to headline one of them, don't we? Or do we headline containment anyway? But even then, containment's only three ops. Ugh. All right. What do you guys think here?
All right. What does containment get us? It gets us an op from Cambridge, Comic Con, and I guess Suez.
Yeah, and it only gets us an op from Cambridge after we play the scorings. Um,
And I guess it protects us against a purge blockade, but if that
yes.
happens, screwed anyway.
My first reaction here is a 4-3-3 Europe scoring headline. We could also try the Asia sneak, dump Asia in the headline, and try and get off a Europe Dom. But that means filling France before Suez, which we have to give. Michael, what do you think?
I'm just now getting back, taking
Sorry,
a
I'm
look.
sorry about that, guys.
This does not look great.
Yeah, 4-3-3
Um,
Europe dump could be a thing, or
so
Asia dump.
so
Try
the
and get Europe
plan,
dom.
yeah. So we're going to space Deco. We're going to hold D style. We're going to play Suez. I'm not sure I like setting up in France because we're going to play Suez anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think my thought would be dump Europe,
Yeah, I agree with that. So I like if we're gonna
just
dump
like
Europe.
four four two and dump Europe.
Do you
Maybe
like
you
four
want
four?
4-3-3.
Yeah, I like 4-3-3 if we're dumping Europe. But what do you think,
Mm,
Ryan?
With that,
You good with that?
I don't know. I the fourth. This is we dump Europe in the headline, and then if they take Italy, they take Italy.
If they take Italy, great. We'll attack. We can attack Asia and Middle East with Europe scored.
no, I don't know, Asia. I think we're just wanting to dump Asia.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah, we're probably
Yeah.
dumping Asia. Would you rather? You guys want to do
If
four
we can
four
get
two
out of this
instead?
with no,
I like the Europe dump. Do you want to go? Do we want to go 4-3-3 or 4-4-2?
I don't know. I might be
I
valuing Europe
prefer
too
four
highly,
three
but
three.
I'd probably do 4-4-2.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. This seems fine. You go with this, Michael?
I'm fine.
All right, it's fine. We can do Europe. Oh, okay. Ani Palmer, Pablo, and Harib. Oh, Rodrigo as well. Okay, well,
It's a good thing we didn't do Asia.
but yeah, we're still in some trouble there. But at least,
Well, I
okay.
don't think Asia's going to be gone anyway,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. Oh,
Okay. We'd have probably been fine with anything other than that or Purge.
Yeah, those would. I think the two worst cards they could have had.
I don't see any way we're going to hold Asia.
No, we have no
I'm just
fours,
trying
no
to think, how are we going to
wars.
do that?
Yeah, unless they do
We can't play
something.
Cambridge. We got to play Deco.
Yeah. Unless we
We want
want
to
to
get out
start
of Israel
cooing
with Suez.
Southeast Asian countries like, I don't know. We can still take Pakistan on AR1, I guess, and maybe limit the damage, but that seems not so good.
We can try Pakistan and South Korea if we want it to be. I mean, we can't do it in one action.
Yeah,
We don't have a 4-up.
that's a problem. Is we don't have a 4. Ugh.
And that's really risky also. It's just, you're setting yourself up for long-term problems, and you're just hoping you're going to win the war roll.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're presumably going to just take Thailand here. If they do something weird like coup Iran, then obviously we can coup Vietnam.
Yes.
But I doubt they'll do that. Problem is we only have 2 playable cards here. Suez obviously
Yeah.
playable. We're going to play it, but we can't play it without getting out of Israel. And then Cambridge obviously is unplayable. Decall Destal obviously unplayable. So we have 2 playable cards.
Yeah, I think I agree with Michael. I don't think we're going to avoid getting dominated in Asia here.
Yeah. I would like to get out of Iran just for the long-term benefit. If we can take Pakistan, keeps us with a foothold in that part of the region. But other than that, yeah, we're gonna get dominated in Asia, and we're gonna like it.
Probably not going to like it, but
No, we're not. I won't. Maybe you
Taking
guys
a
will.
long time to do a basic play.
Okay, so they went Laos as well. So even a coup, that's not like a coup of Vietnam would stop Dom. So I don't know what you guys think. I like the idea of just taking Pakistan, just get us out of Iran. So we have a way back in, and then dump Asia next AR. But what do you guys think?
I don't hate that.
What are you going to do with the third op?
Probably Lebanon would be my play, so that if we needed to, we could dump Suez. Oh, or sorry, not dump, but play it. We could theoretically, if they space or something, we could trigger Suez and go India and force them to do something. This would probably be my play, but I'm open to whatever. I guess we should play Comic Con first before containment, in case they did that to prep for giving Truman or Independent Reds. This would be my play. What do you guys think?
I like this.
I'm fine with it.
All right.
I think we need Lebanon anyway.
Yeah, I would consider Iraq as well, but Lebanon's not better, so.
Yeah, if we had a 4, Iraq would be fine. Well, if we had a 4,
I think Iraq. You could do Iraq.
Yeah.
If we had a 4, it would be. I would have been pushing for South Korea.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes. If we had a 4, absolutely, Pakistan, South Korea would have been the play.
I still would rather not give an empty Suez here because then it's a very juicy Lebanon coup.
Yes, it is. It is. I would
I'd
only
love
want to
to get
give
into
Suez
Egypt.
here
Yeah.
if they did something like space. Then we can
Mhm.
go India and stop Dom. Then they have to respond to that. If they want to coup Lebanon in response to that, we get Asia off for even, which would be amazing. But they probably
Yeah, and we
won't
still
do
have
that.
Iran presence. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you do here if you're them? Do you coup Pakistan?
Yeah, they might spread out in Southeast Asia, like with a maybe they go Truman, Burma, Malaysia, or something. They might get into South Korea. Um, I don't know if you. I guess you could coup Pakistan.
I think South Korea is a pretty good play. Like,
Yeah.
I think they don't want to like.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, do we want to take India with containment to stop Dom? Or
You're just going to take Korea.
they will.
Yeah.
Yes. So should we just get rid of Asia now? Should we? I guess getting rid of Asia can wait. Should we space now?
Let's see. Asia could get 1 point worse if they take South Korea, which they might. But spacing is probably worth more than that to do first.
If we dump Asia, they will probably space. We also could trigger Suez now and go into Egypt if we're worried that they may have Middle East. We could go Suez, 2 Egypt, 1 India.
Yeah, those all seem fine. I would probably space here, but I could be convinced of any of them.
Michael, what do you think?
I think I like Suez.
You like
Go to
Suez?
Egypt, 1 India.
2 Egypt, 1 India? I like that too.
Okay, let's do it.
This seems fine. I don't know if any of these moves are particularly good, but this at least puts a little.
We don't
pressure
have
on
any
them.
good.
Yeah.
It's all reasonable.
Yeah.
And the good thing, no pressure if it's not a good move.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't been playing like they have Middle East, but they might have it. You never know. But putting the pressure on them is good.
Yeah.
I don't think their plays suggest they don't have it. You know, I certainly would have gone Thailand on my first AR if I were them, even if I had it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think if I had Nasser in Middle East, I would have headlined Nasser over Vietnam. But other than that, Vietnam's a good headline.
Well, I go over Nasser every time.
Even if you have Middle East.
Vietnam is much better than Nasser.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just like Vietnam.
it's one of the strongest headlines, obviously. Okay. Okay. Well, sorry guys, that didn't work out.
Okay.
That's all right. We're still gonna dump Asia. We could have dumped Asia, and they would have played that way.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we dump Asia.
Do we? So,
Do we
all right,
dump
so you
Asia
want to
now?
dump Asia now instead of taking India, forcing them to take South Korea?
Yeah, I think we're better off using our ops to make sure we get our mill ops later, and maybe move
Yeah.
to Libya.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Give
Putting
up
them
Asia.
into India where we could get wiped out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That is unfortunate, but that is our lives. Okay, so we now have, it's now AR4. We have no mill ops. We have must space.
But we have Cambridge is playable now.
Yes, Cambridge
Nice.
is playable now. We're down 7 VPs on turn 1 AR4, which is really bad. But we have decall and destall in our hands, so. And obviously we have coup targets in Southeast Asia if we want them.
Well, he doesn't have mill ops yet, but
Yes.
we can't wait to AR6 because he'll just coup Italy if we do that.
That's true, yes. Okay, finally they're going to get mill ops. This is going to be a Lebanon coup. Should we just coup that back with Cambridge?
I'd rather just get rid of it right now.
Sorry, you'd rather
I
just
don't know. That's my problem.
you'd rather space decall now?
Yeah.
You're not worried
My
about
preference.
Middle East?
Well, no, I'm not worried about scoring 1 VP instead of scoring 3 if they have it.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I'm fine spacing.
All right. Sure. Let's do it.
Okay, we hit it.
We pretty much have to coup now, though, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, if they have Middle East, they'll certainly dump it right now, I would think. South Korea? Okay, Vietnam bonus, fine. All right, do you want coup Lebanon now?
I think so.
Well, if you coup now, you're only getting 2 mill ops. You're going to need more later. So I think
Well,
the other
it's
option is
AR6.
Thailand.
If they don't
Oh,
coup,
no.
yeah.
I mean, you're worried about them cooing Italy if we do this?
No, not too much. If we at least get 2 mill ops, it's not as bad. I'm just wondering if, I mean, it feels like we're going to need to coup on AR6 too if we
Yes,
send a 2 op in Lebanon.
but I think so are they because they only have 2 mill ops.
Yeah, so I guess they could coup back in Lebanon if we're successful, or if we couped in Thailand, they'd probably just coup a battleground. But yeah, I guess that works. We'll probably just coup back somewhere.
Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah.
And not
We'll
cooing in
get everyone
Southeast
off.
Asia means they don't get the Vietnam bonus, which I
Yeah,
like.
but
I
this
like
means
just a
we're
coup
not
of
moving to
Lebanon there.
Libya.
You guys cool with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, not great. We rolled a 2. They'll probably coup Egypt now, which is annoying.
Yeah, we don't have adjacency to Lebanon, right? Which is
No, we do not.
actually kind of a pain.
Oh, they're going to give
Oh,
CIA.
just-
Okay. What do you guys want to do with that?
it's a useful thing to
Do
do.
something like
say.
Laos, they're just cooing back, right?
Yeah, they're just coming back and they're getting an extra mil-op out of it.
Yeah.
Should we
You
And
go
spread
to
into
Israel.
Libya? Getting cleaned out of Egypt would be bad. But if we go into Libya, they'll just coup that. Or, well, I mean, maybe they
What
won't.
about Israel?
I think I like getting out of Egypt. You guys like Israel or Libya better? I mean, if they want
Prefer
to
Libya
get something
over
into
Israel.
it, if they want to get something into Libya, they'd have to roll a 5. And then we would just coup back anyway. I don't know. What do you guys think?
The thing I like about Israel is that if they, depending on what they do, we could take Lebanon, and I guess that they just take Lebanon here if we do that. Never mind.
If they take Lebanon, we could coup
would
Lao and get 3
If they took
VPs.
Lebanon, we just coup Lebanon.
Yeah.
That's true. So if we
Yeah,
do
then we
Israel,
get
we threaten
Manila.
taking Lebanon and Libya, which is nice.
But yeah, then they're just gonna they're still gonna coup.
I think they're going to coup
either
here no matter what.
Panama or Egypt, or they're gonna coup one of our battlegrounds.
Yes. They are definitely
We
cooing
can
here.
live with that.
If they don't coup,
That's
we
a
will take a 3-op
one-off
coup of Lao
coup.
and pick up an easy 3 VP.
Yeah, so if they let's say we go to Libya, they coup Libya and they don't get anything, then we coup Lao, and we're picking up two VPs, right? No, we're
We'd pick
one
up
VP.
1 because DEFCON would be 4. But
Yeah, we pick up one.
We're
If
using
they
a 3-op
do
to
get
coup
in, then
Lao.
we coup back.
Yeah. Yes, if they get something
Um,
into Libya, we just coup it back with our 3-op.
Yeah, I very much prefer Libya over
All right.
Israel.
I think I do too. You okay with this, Ryan?
Okay, let's do that. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, they will coup here, Libya or Panama, one of the two. Probably Panama would be my choice. They're definitely going to want to coup a battleground. And then we have our choice of, do we want to give up a VP and place influence, or do we want to do a Laos coup, get a mill
Yeah,
op?
we could even break Iraq as a possibility.
Oh yeah, yep, could do that.
I don't know. We'll see what happens on the roll.
Okay, coup, no surprise. Okay, they cleared us out,
I'm
but didn't get
surprised
anything.
it was Libya.
So they
Okay.
just neutered it. All right. So if we don't coup, we're losing a VP. If we coup a non-battleground, we gain a VP. If we coup a battleground, it's just nothing. Do you guys want to coup Laos for a VP? Do you want to go back into Libya and Israel to bolster our presence in the Middle East, even though it concedes a VP? You guys want poke Iraq? What do you guys like?
I think I would want to. I don't know. I'm leaning towards cooing for the 2 VPs.
Yeah, 2 VP
I'm
swing
leaning
is
toward
nice.
couing Laos.
You want a Laos coup?
Yeah, I think it could be important for Asia country.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay with this?
Yep.
Okay, well, we got a huge roll.
I'd like 2 VPs.
And we picked up a VP
We're
instead
going
of
for
losing
Thailand.
one. Okay, more garbage. We do get Marshall, which is nice, but we've got yeesh. All right, what the heck is our headline here? Is it 5-year plan? NATO is unseen, so Marshall is and UK is at 3, so Marshall's good. Oh no, NATO is seen. Never mind, forget that. NATO is very much seen. And there's
What are we
a high-
hoping to hit with 5-year plan?
Defectors. That's a good question. Decall, D-stall are gone. Containment's gone. Those are the big 3. UN hitting UN with it is decent if they've got a good card to UN with. But if it's not 5-year plan, I think it's Marshall.
Yeah, I don't love headlining Marshall because we don't have very many ops, but for the one op difference, I think I would do it over 5-year plan.
Yeah, you're right. 5-year plan doesn't have many great targets. 5-year plan hitting Duck is no good. DefCon's at 5. I don't know. What do you like, Michael? You want to do Marshall?
I was leaning toward 5-year plan, but maybe Marshall is better.
Yeah, 5-year plan. We're looking to hit basically. I mean, defecting something other than Purge would be nice. U.S. Japan would be nice, but other than that, it's slim pickings.
There's not a lot.
Yeah, I don't know.
NTB would be a nice hit.
Yeah, that's true. All right, what do you guys? Yeah, I'm really fine either
would
way.
be fine. Warsaw would any 3-op card would be fine. Even Duck wouldn't be the worst. Because they'll be done, guys.
All right, you guys like 5-year plan?
I'm thinking like Marshall. Do nice. I guess
Marshall,
it does give you like at least long term. You're not going to get dominated in Europe.
Yeah,
Marshall is just really nice.
Yeah. All right. I guess let's do Marshall. You guys go with that?
All right, Marshall's fine. Marshall's good.
Okay. Well, they need to
fingers
not
crossed.
hit that. All right.
They didn't play.
Obviously, and then just this is easy.
Yeah.
So hitting defectors to hit that would have been nice.
Well, if they roll a 5 or a 6, it would have been nice. If they roll a 1 or 2, we don't care.
Okay, they missed.
There we go.
So yeah, I'm glad we didn't get defectors.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad we didn't get purged.
Yeah. I'm also glad we have Nasser.
But unfortunately,
we are going to have to give it though. But we can get into Libya first, I hope.
I mean, they might just coup Egypt right here, potentially.
Yeah. Yeah, they might. So we got to decide, are we going to give up on it?
I wonder if we should have put one more in Italy since it's DEFCON 5.
No, they'd have to roll a 6 with a 4-op. Now that we headline Marshall, we've got adjacency there. There's no way.
Yeah. If they want to coup Italy.
Yeah, wait for them. So it's Blockade's going to dump these down. Socialist to space. Panther's getting played at the end of the turn, or at least not until mid-east or the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Whatever comes first.
Yeah, that might have to be an AR6 situation.
I would like to think a little bit about Indonesia. If we can remember. We have tempo.
If they take it, that could be a good 1-op play with our blockade op. I don't know. I would assume they'd just coup Egypt here. We coup back. And then we probably have to coup back unless they get a huge roll, in which case we give up on it. But
yeah, with Nasser, if they get a big roll, we don't care.
Yeah. Losing Libya sucks, but that's
that's true.
That's going to be our life.
Do you think they would have headlined De Gaulle if they had it over IP War?
No way, not with DEFCON 5.
Yeah.
Unless they could also have Duck. Like De Gaulle Duck would have been a good play.
Yeah, but there was nothing in France, so you're spending 3 ops to get 1.
Yeah.
If they had Duck, maybe they'd do it, but otherwise, no.
So they probably don't have Purge unless they were afraid of defectors, which maybe they. Let's see how many ops they could have.
I don't know. If I were them, I'd just coup Egypt. Unless they have a terrible hand and Middle East, in which case I would have just dumped it in the headline, I think.
And I would dump it now.
Yeah. My IP War was good, but it could wait. It would that was going to be there the whole turn, and Asia is scored.
Yeah, and it could have potentially gotten better if we'd taken India, which we
Yes.
probably wouldn't have. So,
Which we should do by the end of the turn, I feel like, especially with IP work gone. But man, we might not have the ops.
but yeah, if we can, I would love to take India. Libya obviously takes priority if we still can take
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah, and if we don't get coup out of Egypt, I want to get into Libya immediately. Yeah. Okay, well, that would have been two good hits with defectors. Okay.
we knew they had that.
Yes, we knew they had U.S. Japan. Or excuse me, we knew they had UN. Okay, so they heard us talking about India. All right. Well, do you want to just use one of our two ops and go ahead and take Libya now?
We only have one
I
3
think I
op,
could.
right? So yeah, I think I would do that.
Yeah, I like blockade to Indonesia is what I think I would prefer.
You want to do an
You would
Indonesia?
leave Libya open.
Well, I mean, you're not going to get a chance to hit Indonesia once DEFCON goes down. So if they, if you don't do it and they coup, then we coup back, then
Yeah.
you lost that opportunity.
Well, my thinking is if we go into Libya and they coup, we don't necessarily have to coup back right away. Um,
Well, it
whereas if they
depends on
coup
what they coup
Egypt,
and what they draw.
yeah, I don't know. I'm fine either way. But yeah, I agree. If they wanted to coup Egypt, I would have thought they'd do it there. Um,
And I
blockade.
guess you could go Libya right now, I guess, and then I guess they coup, and then you could do the coup in Indonesia
Yeah, that was my thinking
Yeah,
because
if you
the
want
coup
to
will
that's
do
be.
what
it
I
like
like.
that.
I like this. You guys okay with this? Special or
Yeah,
indie reds? I don't think matters, but sure.
special
Doesn't
probably.
matter. All right, let's do it.
Okay, that I feel better about that now. Now Nasser is easier to give up because Libya is going to be decided one way or the other. It's obviously not free, but it's givable. Now
We should
if they get a big
wait,
coup
obviously.
on Libya, we can respond to that by coupping Indonesia, and we'll still get a coup in the Middle East. I guess unless they want a duck coup following that. But I think I guess they might duck coup here to protect Indonesia. I didn't think about that. But if they do, we then at least we get the last coup and a VP.
Yep. I mean, Indonesia is obviously important, but it's not the all and end all.
Okay, so they did have defectors. Okay, I'm fine with an
Okay,
Indonesia
to
coup
Indonesia.
now.
Yeah.
You good with that, Michael?
Yep.
With a 1 or a
Better
2?
space. One.
Yeah. Okay, we've
Not
emptied
the roll there.
Not great. So far, 3 good hits, three good cards for 5-year plan to hit. But well, and that is another thing is do we want to prioritize taking Europe Dom back by the end of the turn? If so, we would. That's going to require 3 of our 6 playable ops.
Yep. But we don't have a ton else to spend those ops on, at least as of now.
Yeah, unless we want to crawl back into Israel and try and take Middle East Dom, but I don't know if that's good because I mean we have to give Nasser anyway, so we're not scoring Middle East Dom. There's no
Yeah,
world
exactly.
where we're scoring Middle East Dom.
We still haven't seen the Israeli war either.
That's true. And we're gonna have to coup.
This has
at
been an
least one more
interesting
time.
high def con.
Yeah, it really has.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Uh,
That was interesting into Syria.
yeah, they're anticipating a mini domination somehow.
Yeah,
Maybe they're waiting for Nasser.
yeah.
Yeah, but they
Well,
don't know we have it.
so we could coup Indonesia again, or we could space.
I prefer spacing.
Yeah, let's get the junk out of here.
Okay, we miss.
As it stands, if they don't score Middle East, we can just Nasser coup Egypt the last
Yeah.
action round.
Okay, this doesn't matter. I guess since we're here, I guess I'd go check for future tear down this wall.
What about Italy adjacency?
Oh, that's true. Okay, no Italy.
I prefer getting rid of Italy. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine.
I think I'd rather get rid of you.
That's fine. Yeah. If they want to coup the Middle East here, it's an anything but a 6 situation, although a 5 is annoying. If they do something we don't have to respond to, do you guys want to coup Indonesia with independent Reds here?
I think I would.
That was my first thought as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that changes the domination.
Yeah, it does. Even though they're in
So
way better position in Asia, but it does temporarily stop it.
I think you flip Indonesia, you've got a chance to hold it on country count.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean 7 to 7.
Okay, what are they going to do with this? Okay, coup Indonesia.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get our mill
Yep.
off too.
And we rolled a 1. God damn.
Indonesia really doesn't like us.
Ugh. Anything but a 1 there.
Lucarno, not much of a USA fan apparently.
No, indeed. Okay, well now we have 3 mil ops to their 2. Nasser obviously has to be saved for AR6. This seems like a situation where probably Nasser cooing Egypt and hoping for a big roll. Okay, Korean War is going to take South Korea and Indonesia. Yep. Okay. Well,
Do we just take Europe down here? What do you think that tempts a De Gaulle event?
if they de Gaulle, we could realign. That's not what we're doing.
Oh yeah, we're still DEFCON 5. That's true.
If they de Gaulle, we could just realign here at +3 with the Nasser op. I'm fine with this. Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is good.
Okay, they will certainly coup here, I would think. Otherwise, we're picking up 2VP with our Nasser coup.
Yeah, flipping Indonesia, that doesn't flip Asia domination right now, does it?
No, because they took South Korea.
Oh.
But DEFCON's going to be high enough next turn as well.
Yeah. Well, somebody's going to get purged.
Yeah. Okay, well, they did have it. That's incredibly annoying.
That's
Yeah.
annoying.
Well, it's Nasser too, and we're in trouble in the Mideast.
Yep.
And they flip
Yep.
Libya.
Okay, we missed cleanly. Okay, all right, well, we don't get Middle East. We get Purge, though. Yeah, okay. Well,
Europe is nice.
Is it just?
I have them as having Middle East, duck and cover, Romanian, and nuclear test ban.
Is it just purge?
Seems that way.
I mean, of those cards, purge hits 2 of their known 4. I don't know.
If it's not purge, what
if
is it?
it's- if
Europe,
it's
and
not-
hope they don't.
Yeah, I mean, De Gaulle. I guess if they headline De Gaulle, we're screwed in Europe anyway. If it's not
So it's
Gov's
just the
headline,
socialist.
is what would be really annoying because that doesn't bother us. I don't know, Michael. What do you like?
I think I like Purge.
Yeah, I think it's just
You
purge.
can't go wrong with purge. Look, attempt number 2.
And this time it's naked.
It's okay. It'll be another 3.
Okay.
Two.
Well,
There
other
you
than
go.
those 2 rolls, their rolls have been immaculate, and ours have been a disaster.
To their credit, though, they haven't actually had that many rolls.
That's true because it's Harib. Yeah, they got the one big roll in Iran.
Yeah,
Now
and
presumably,
we've had a bunch of failures in Indonesia.
yeah. So they're gonna coup Libya, or maybe Panama.
No.
They might because they already have Dom. No.
They'll coup Libya.
Okay,
Okay,
We're going for the
that's-
big one.
that's fine. I mean, I'm glad they could Libya rather than Panama. Okay, so we clearly need to take Libya back because we have to take Middle East presence. Do we want to do that and Angola to start the walk?
How many playable ops do we have?
Well, Fidel is our space card. Blockade's gone, so we can use UN. So we could UN the war if we wanted, or but figure 3, 6, 8, 10 playable ops.
Okay, so we need to go to Libya. I guess a question is, do we want to fight them in India? Do we want to give up on India?
I want to give up on Asia.
Yeah, I think even if we get India, we're going to get dominated in Asia. So yeah, I agree. I don't.
Yeah, we'd
I
have
don't-
to
We've got Angola, Zaire, Algeria, Panama, Mexico. Score
Okay.
Europe.
If we're giving up on India, then I think we should start the walk.
You want to do this?
That's what I prefer.
Yeah.
NORAD or Warsaw? Do you care? I guess it's NORAD in case because NATO's already.
I think
triggered.
NORAD.
Yeah, NATO's already triggered.
Yeah. Warsaw just
Maybe
lets them-
independent Reds, but it's fine.
Yeah, if they
They
had
already have one
I
checked.
guess they can already pull from what Finland, Czech.
Yeah,
can
DSOL.
find
Yeah, we
something.
just need to hope they don't have it. Okay, what is that? They're going to take India. Okay, yeah, that is the play of someone who does not have DSTOL.
Yes.
Okay,
Or
so
DK.
do we want to dump Europe
We just
now,
score Europe.
or do we want to go into Zaire just in case we misread that? You want to just dump?
It seems very unlikely we misread that to me,
Yeah.
but
So we could go Formosan, Panama, Zaire, and then dump Europe, or we could just dump it now. I don't care. What do you guys want to do?
I don't think it matters.
I
Michael,
guess dump Europe. I don't know that there's anything they could attack us with them being purged though. So, but I don't think it matters because I don't think we misread it also.
all right. I think they're going to just score the Middle East now and and happily take their 5. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Now we do the thing you were just.
I think
proposing,
Formosan,
maybe?
Zaire, Panama, right? Or is it
seems
Mexico?
fair.
Do you want to do this?
Yeah.
I think this is fine. I think it matters.
This is going to be like we're each just doing our own thing. this
Yeah,
turn.
this is going to be one of those boring turn 3s.
So we have, what, 5 ops left? Oh,
Oh yeah.
Brutal. We needed them not to come back for a while. I mean, we were screwed in Asia anyway. IP war's gone. There was I would just like to have lost those VPs later. Okay, we need to how do we want to handle this?
We have 5 ops left. Where are they going to go?
Well, we could also give AI War if we wanted to. We could UN Fidel and give AI War. I don't love that
That's
idea
true.
because I don't want to give up those VPs.
I like holding UN.
You would rather hold UN?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then if we're holding
Play the
UN, we're
war,
definitely
space
spacing
Fidel.
Fidel. So should we space it now?
Yeah, we
Sure.
should space Fidel. We can talk about what
Okay.
we want, how we want
We
to do
hit
the
it.
AI war.
I mean,
space them
we have-
both, but
Are our 5 ops Mexico, Algeria, and then Cameroon or something, right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
if we're not going to get to Nigeria, I don't like going to Cameroon.
So we could
Even
do
as, like, a
next
last
AR.
guy.
We could do Cameroon and Mexico, presumably. Okay, we knew they had that. Fine. All right. So do you guys want to hold UN then? So this could be. So we have 5 ops left.
I guess, what is it, 1 VP in expectancy to hold UN? Maybe we
Yes.
should hold it.
It's yeah. AI War is 1 VP. But it does that. The other thing is we could space AI War, and potentially have a chance to get to pick up 2 VPs on the space track. But then we're not taking one of Mexico and Algeria.
I prefer two ops to 1 VP.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree, even though being down 12 would suck.
We're playing the long game here.
Yeah, gonna be
if
gonna
they
be
don't get
13.
access, we've got a decent chance.
Yeah. Yeah, and they have nothing in the mid-war regions, and everything in the early war regions. Now, I mean, a quick Southeast Asia is GG.
We got Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be bad.
If we give up AI War and lose it, then they're going to be up 13, and then a quick Southeast Asia. But again, that's the worst case scenario. Okay. Well, if we want to, I guess, Warsaw. What, you want to take Mexico? Which is Mexico, 1 Algeria, and then AI War can be Algeria and Guatemala.
That's fine with me.
I prefer to stay out of the non-battleground, but we can
Okay.
talk about it.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Then, okay, then this is still good.
Yeah, I think this is fine.
The idea of staying out of the non-battlegrounds is mill ops on turn 4.
Yeah, I guess a second in
If
Angola.
we get the headline, yeah, if we get the headline, then you're the one who are going to get the mill ops,
Yeah.
and they're not going to get them. And I also just like ops and battlegrounds.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fair.
For
So-
second op, we can overprotect Angola, which is going to get flipped with Portuguese Empire crumbles, or South Africa unrest. You could put it into the Philippines. That's 1 VP when it comes.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and they have C5, which is just a 1-op. Meaningless. Okay, so we're giving AI War here and holding UN, and we're going to do clearly that. And then what, Angola or Philippines? I think I like Angola.
Yeah.
I think I prefer Angola.
All right. Okay, the war
All right, they
failed,
fail.
so that's good.
They have not had warlock.
Okay. Well, your hold of UN, it looks like it's immediately going to pay off, unless we eat a missile envy here. Puppets is nice. Alliance could be nice later. Is this CMC?
Cuban is fantastic.
CMC seems very
Yeah,
good here.
definitely.
Gonna run all over them here if things go well.
If we don't see Junta, this could be a monstrous turn for us.
Of course, we don't have any way to get Milops also.
No, but we can get a bunch of VPs with Alliance, presumably.
Yeah, Puppets is giving us access already, so we don't even have to walk into.
Yeah, I want to walk to
battlegrounds get
Nigeria,
where we want to get.
but there's no need to walk to Venezuela. Sorry, guys, these damn.
I mean, we could
WhatsApp-
puppet to Nigeria too if we wanted
Yes.
to.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We could do that.
Do you want to get? Well, we'll have to count how many ops we've got to play with.
We event puppet. We have 3. It's like 8 ops only if we don't want to. If we want to event alliance. Yeah, Not very many. And I don't know,
We'll have to figure out if we want it in a lot.
how close are we to Kitchen?
That's a nightmare.
That's
That
annoying.
sucks.
Good question. I mean, we're down 3 here. We're down another. We're -6, 5,
Then we're up
4,
to
3.
6.
I think, boy, Kitchen looks like it's even. We should be close.
Yeah.
We should
Alright,
be
then we're
very
probably
close
gonna
to
want to
Kitchen.
Kitchen too.
The problem is we
Yeah.
OPEC. Oh, what a nightmare that is.
Oh,
What a nightmare that
so
is.
bad.
Okay. Well, is it simply 1, 2, 3, 4?
So before you do that, let's figure out what we're going to do with UN and Muslims in Degal. Because I don't know that that's the play. I don't know that we're UNing Muslims. I'm looking at UNing Gaul,
Giving up
facing
Libya?
Portuguese, and just giving up Muslims because it's gone. We need to concentrate on the unscored regions, Muslims.
Okay.
It's painful, but it might be
Well, you're
right.
going to have to give one. You're going to have to give Portuguese or Degal if you don't give Muslims. We're going to give one of the 3 red cards. Which one do we want to give?
Yeah, De Gaulle's an empty AR. Muslims.
So is Portuguese, more or less.
Portuguese is more or less an empty AR.
Yeah, but we can use those ops to fill up South America and Africa. We don't have to do it as an empty AR. We can use them for our advantage.
I don't hate it, especially now that we don't have that many. If we're going to spend Muslim fixing Africa, what are we going to use to fill South America?
Okay.
Yeah, if we're going to use Muslims, we ought to do it now before Camp David or something like
That's
that.
true.
comes around.
Okay, well, I still think it's this, and then your guys are saying we'll use UN on De Gaulle and after puppets. Does this sound right? You guys want to
This
do this?
is what I'm proposing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is sacrificing a lot of long-term position for short-term, but
I mean, I think the
13
assumption is we're
points
going to get
behind.
Egypt back, and Libya is always an important country, but it doesn't matter that much given that Middle East is scored and we're dominated regardless. But I'm okay with it because we need to make some hay in the Middle East, in the South America right away, and we need all the ops we can get. So I'm fine with it. I'm fine with this. You guys want? And now, the other thing is this costs us another battleground for Kitchen. If we're going to try and get that off.
So if we already lost one with Nigeria, so now we're 1 behind. If we give up Libya, we're 3 behind.
Assuming they
If
take
you want
it,
to play
yeah.
a 3-op now, we could play a 3-op. We could do shuttle now and just not
Boy, but
overprotect.
I don't want to give them the opportunity to flip
freaking
Zaire.
You're saying we have to have a 4-op here.
I think we have to overprotect both Angola and Zaire and take Algeria. I think if we leave Zaire or Angola at 2-1, they'll happily flip one. They'll happily flip it.
All right, so like, how many remaining ops do we have if we do this? If we're going to try to event alliance.
Eventing alliance. Puppets is going to go Venezuela, Brazil, Chile. Shuttle is free. We fill up Venezuela, Brazil, 1 Argentina.
Sure.
Then
UN
De
to
Gaulle,
to take
which
the rest.
takes South America control. And then
And
we event
then-
alliance and presumably Kitchen because this gives us 4 battlegrounds.
If we like UN Muslim instead, then we have only
Yeah. Then De Gaulle's
3
nothing. So we have really it's just this. It's just shuttle.
which means we get 2 fewer countries
Yeah.
in South America.
True. So I'm fine with this plan, but I do feel strongly that we need to hold these countries in Africa. Because they're probably taking South Africa here as well. So we need to make sure we have 3 countries. 3 battlegrounds.
I'm okay with this. I think there's a chance we don't get Kitchen off because they take South Africa here, but it's okay.
Yeah,
still.
I just want to get Alliance off for 5. Like that would be really nice.
It's got to go for 6.
Yeah. I'm hoping for 6. And we don't need to use ops to defend anything else. All right, Michael, you okay with this?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, we're gonna do that. Damn, that was a brutal. I mean, they could have de-stall as well.
Don't say that.
But that would be how our U.S. Cup season has gone so far. Okay. Good gravy. So they're getting
That's not
mill
good
ops, and
either.
we're not getting
Yeah,
them.
they're getting milled up.
And they're hitting their brush. Okay, well, there's nothing we can do, right? We're just doing this now.
Yep.
Or do we want to pop it back into Libya?
If we put it back into Libya, we're getting one less country.
Yeah, if we do this, we need
Maybe
one,
you even
2,
put
3,
it
4.
back into Lebanon.
Oh, that's possible.
I don't hate Lebanon. Actually, we're not getting kitchen now anyway, so we maybe can still get all the countries.
Maybe it's Libya just to force them to spend their time there.
I mean, maybe they might ignore it. What am I doing with you? So clearly here,
I'm
here.
not sure. Yeah, if you go Libya, then you're risking a realign into Venezuela,
Yeah,
right?
I think we've committed to ignoring the Middle East, and that Camp David and Sadat will rescue us. I think we've got
Let's
to
think how many ops we've got. We got 3 with shuttle. We've got 3 with De Gaulle.
So we have these 6, which
There's
is going to go
6.
1, 2, 3, 4,
1,
5,
2,
6.
3.
We have kitchen now
Just-
too, which is not
Yeah.
going to be active.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's probably going to maybe the Philippines or who knows.
yeah. I think it's probably this.
Yeah.
It's
If
all-
we really want mill ops, I don't know if we have the ops too, but we could always put kitchen into Angola and then coup.
Yeah,
with
we may
Portuguese.
have to. Oh, yeah, we may have to do that. That's a good point. But that's a decision
Okay.
we can make later. I think we do this.
Then we're going to space De Gaulle and hold you in.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we do. You're right. I hadn't thought about that.
I think we still need
that
to
would
UN
be-
De Gaulle if we do that
Yeah.
though, because like we need to fill South America.
Yeah, we got to fill up South America. We've got to get off Alliance as it is now.
we got to get the ops.
Yeah, let's just do this. All right, we're gonna do this.
All right.
This is our plan now is to get Alliance off for a big number. Right now, Southeast is 5, OPEC is 4. Man, this is just a nightmare. They had decal and brush. Yeah, we're gonna have to use Port. I was gonna say we had a space Portuguese, but now we have to use it for mill ops.
Always seems to happen on turn 4 that I have my hand and I'm like, oh, I have this perfect plan. It's going to go great. And then, always they get in the way of the opponent.
Big 4 up. Yeah, and that threatens GG. And we have no.
I mean, you could event Alliance, but I don't think we can do that.
No, we're not. If they've got it, they've got it.
I think if
Let's
they've
just
got
end
it, they've got it.
mercifully
If
if
they
they've
really
got it.
had it, I think they would have we'll put a decal up in there. Right?
Yeah.
I think we just have to hope they don't have it. Right?
They overprotected Indonesia. Is that like a? I mean, yeah, what are we gonna do? We have nothing to do about it anyway. So
Yes, our only hope, and if we our play would be to jam Burma or Philippines with one of these cards. And if we do that, they have China.
no, I mean our play would be to event Alliance now, but
No.
I think.
Let's just fill it up and
Yeah.
we'll hope the cards and the dice come our way.
Yeah, I think it's
That's all you
this.
can
Yep.
do.
and if they have it, well, at least they made it quick and
Yes,
merciful.
they made it quick and merciful, and
Exactly.
we have a nice rest of our afternoon. Yep. All right. Well, that was fun, guys.
I
That was fun,
All right.
guys. All right.
feel like we gave it a good shot.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for